We're kickstarting a business, of course, and joining me is Ger Tanham, as he always does on Saturday mornings, from Knightbridge Brand Development, the optimist of the pair. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, George.
What are we doing?
We're meeting today with Edwina O'Gorman, and Edwina has a business, Knightbridge Boutique, which is a boutique offering designer jewellery and accessories with an emphasis on bridal wear in particular, and through both its store on Dublin South William Street and also online at knightsbridgeboutique.com.
All right, Edwina, good morning. And by the way, anybody else who was thinking about starting or moving forward a business, send me an email to deargeorge@newstalk.ie. Now, Ger, Knightsbridge, it has wonderful connotations of one of the great shopping areas of the world, indeed, in London. Do you like the name?
I do, yeah. I think it's as the owner of a business called Knightbridge, I'm always happy to hear the bridge connections. But Knightsbridge, you're absolutely right. I think Knightsbridge is a very strong name. In fact, when we were down in the store on last Saturday, meeting some customers, it was interesting. Certain people were saying they kind of felt they knew the brand, even though it was their first time in store.
Why don't we have a listen to you in the store last Saturday? Just a quick clip.
I just wanted a little treat for myself, so I saw the earrings and the nice headpieces and just thought it might do for a night out.
What do you like about the Knightsbridge range?
I like the brands they stock. I particularly like the Jenny Packham brand. That's the brand of my wedding dress as well, so I just figured I'd go all the same. Why not?
And is this the only place you can get that brand here?
As far as I know, it's the only place in Ireland that sells it, yeah.
I got my headpiece for my wedding here. It's just everything is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, you know. It's worth to send a man in your life to buy your present.
Ger Tanham in boutiques isn't really what I thought. Edwina, tell me about the idea here, how you came up with it and what you're trying to do.
Well, we started online, George, and it started with designer jewellery, more of an influence on artisan individual pieces. So we started just over 2 years ago, and we saw the need to open up a store. We felt that the customer wanted to see and feel the product. So we opened our boutique on South William Street just over a year ago now. We specialise in designer jewellery. I suppose I identified a gap in the market to establish a type of jewellery that bridged the gap between fine jewellery and costume jewellery.
It's very interesting and extraordinarily brave at doing that at a time when we drive around cities in Ireland, we see retail outlets closing, that you should be opening one.
True. I suppose the specialising in the bridal side of the market, brides are always getting married. They always have a need for jewellery, accessories, hair accessories. So we really identified a gap there and specialised in that area. We built our business on our customers' needs. So when buying, I'm very, very sort of aware of what brides are looking for. I buy for them. I edit a great deal when I'm buying and constantly thinking of their needs.
Jordan, you've been in the store in South William Street, just a soft 5 iron from here. What do you think of the store?
Well, of course, I'm not the target market. I like the store, but I think most importantly, the people that we met and we watched people come and go, they seem to love it. And I think, just to jump back a little bit on something we were talking about a moment ago, is I think what's fascinating here is that while so many retailers are complaining about losing business to online, Edwina has taken business which was started online and has gone into bricks and mortar. And in many ways, I think it's because she has her finger right on the pulse of what's important in business, which is the relationship with the customer. What's impressed me in the notes that Edwina sent through before the show is that here's somebody who's listened to what the customer needs and has been kind of confident enough, as you say. It's a brave thing to do, to open up a store in 2011, and has that confidence because she knows who her customer is.
Now, there was one word that I love hearing when somebody starts a business, when they use the word niche. Yes. Because, like, everybody can open a fish and chip shop, or everybody can open a coffee shop, or whatever. The trick is that you got to have a niche fish and chip shop or a niche coffee shop. So when Edwina used the word niche, I was delighted. I said, we got a chance here. Now, Edwina, the second thing here, and you can't hide your light under a bushel for this question. The key thing in business is that there is an identifiable person. The key person being, for instance, the front office manager in a hotel, for instance. When we go into the Knightbridge boutique, are we going to meet you?
Absolutely. I'm always there in store. I suppose that's where we pride ourselves, in a really personable customer experience. We find, particularly, let's say, take the bridal side of our business, we're very much aware of what brides are looking for. We're very much fashion. We know our customers very fashion conscious. We know that they have all the information at their fingertips now. So we're there to help them create the look.
Okay, but here's my criticism here at the moment now, because you know me, I'm the negative and you're the positive. We're talking brides all the time. Now, as far as I know, the lovely Ingrid is not planning on remarrying, okay? Now, because there's a sense here, you're young, you're good looking, there's all that kind of stuff, and there's a sense these young brides are coming in. Now, what about this? She's not listening. This mature wife of mine, can she come into knightsbridge.com, or is it primarily young people?
Absolutely. And I suppose that's what I love about jewellery and accessories. Typically, you could have a female coming in at 25 in her 20s or 30s buying a piece of jewellery, and then the same piece could be bought by somebody in their 60s and 70s, and it's about how they sort of make it work for them. So,
right. But I was interested because you said this is not for me, yes. Right? But I thought you young guys, you were into like shampoos and aftershave and underarm deodorants and jewellery and all that sort of stuff.
Well, jewellery of a sort, but I don't think this is very feminine jewellery.
Well, that's the question. Yeah. This is purely female, is it?
Yes, I think unequivocally. And I think Edwina is very clear about who her customer is. Although she talks about the 50 or 60-year-old, I think the reality is that her core customer is going to be somebody at that age where they're getting married themselves, or going to a lot of events where there's a kind of a dressing up element to it. It's a special occasion. And of course they're buying incidentally as well for other lesser occasions. But I suspect that's the spur very often.
All right, second key phrase that I like hearing on Saturday mornings. Edwina knows who her customer is.
Yeah.
Terribly important, isn't it?
It's hugely important, and it's amazing how many people you talk to who'll say, as a business owners, I sell to everybody. You can't sell to everybody. Right. Great businesses are built on a really good understanding of who the customer is and having a very clear idea of that person.
Now, on this kind of niche thing sometimes, I always remember somebody talking about the island of Bermuda, and they said the mistake that Tourism Bermuda made was they tried to bring everybody to Bermuda, whereas they should actually have said, look, this is a very expensive place, so only come if you want to go on an expensive holiday. So do we have a view here? This is good, expensive jewellery, or do we have a view that no, like it isn't? Or what's the kind of sense of how much I'm going to spend here when I come through the door?
Well, I suppose we really do bridge that gap between fine jewellery, what you'd associate with diamonds, and your costume jewellery. All our jewellery has the same mix of quality of fine jewellery elements with gemstones, precious metals, but it's at more accessible prices. So you're not losing out on quality. So you're starting at, I suppose, price point in the shop is starting at maybe around the €39 mark for a pair of sterling silver earrings, working all the way up to $7.90 for a necklace.
Okay, one of the things that women, which men don't worry about at all, about women when they go to a function and they walk in, somebody else is wearing the same dress and you have a monumental tragedy. Now, do women feel the same way about jewellery, like that if they're walking in with a ring or a necklace or something like that and somebody else is wearing the same thing? Does that create the same kind of tragedy?
I think it's jewellery is very much a personal thing, so you sort of make it work individually for yourself. So two people could wear the same piece, but they could wear it in a completely different way. In saying that, a lot of our pieces are one-off pieces. They're individually handmade, they're artisan pieces. So, while we could order in a second, it mightn't look exactly the same. And also trends change, fashion, the new season collections come in. So we're always trying to bring in new, fresh pieces.
Finally, we've never, in a way, we haven't done this before. This kind of idea of the web, the online sales, and the retail to close. Are you okay with the website for Knightbridge?
The website is reasonably good. I mean, it's it doesn't blow. I think if there's a weakness, in a sense, is that you're not getting anything like the same experience. It's not special in the same way as it seems to me that the shop itself is special. And I'd also suggest that Edwina's personality isn't coming through enough. She talks about that personal input. She talks about the sense that she's editing and guiding and helping people to make choices. That's less obvious. And that's not uncommon, because I think typically when websites are put up first, there's a kind of a template element to it. It's more like a catalogue than it is anything else. It takes quite a lot of time and I think energy and input to make a website work in the same way or a similar way to the practical face-to-face experience.
Well, this goes against some other experiences I've had recently, like where you book a hotel and you book the hotel on the basis of the website and you think you're staying, in the Taj Mahal, and you go there and it's not matching up to the website. It's a pity, Edwina, and this is a great point that Jer's making, that knightsbridgeboutique.com you've got to know, I think, and you're straddling here. And I can see why your energies can be dissipated. You can't allow knightsbridgeboutique.com to fall by the wayside.
Absolutely. And I think also having sort of done it the other way around, starting with the website and then the shop, having the shop has allowed us, I suppose, have a clear idea of what we now want for the website. And I suppose that's really gained through just interacting with our customer and knowing now what they want.
Yeah, but I think you have to, the whole purpose of online is sometimes to drive people somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, very often. Well, I mean, it also has the function at the moment where if I had a good relationship with Knightsbridge, the shop, I could probably quite happily go on and choose another piece, because in a sense I'm bringing that experience with me. But I think as a first stop, it's a poor reflection of what you get when you walk in off South William Street.
Can we get away from kickstarting the business? Just let me ask a personal question. No?
Of me or
Edwina? No, to close of Edwina, because our guest, of course, is here. What about, Jer keeps giving this impression that men would never darken your doorstep. I thought men bought jewellery. No, I thought like Christmas Eve, they come hurtling through your door saying, listen, I need something for the wife. No? I mean, but don't men buy jewellery? So don't you need to lure Tannum, who's got lots of money, and me, who doesn't have very much, but don't you need to lure us in?
Absolutely. I think that's the next stage, the next step to start working on. Getting ye men in through the doors.
Yes, I think so. You could have a special... I have visions of this kind of upstairs room where men would go and they would be treated specially by Edwina, and Edwina would say, well, now, how tall is the lovely Ingrid? What colour is her hair? Are her eyes blue? I think this will be a wonderful buy at 5,250. Do you know what I mean? That sort of stuff. Anyway, just for that brief realm of fantasy there, we have to get back to hard reality. Because Edwina O'Gorman in South William Street in Dublin has Knightsbridge Boutique. If you're not around South William Street, then just straight onto Google, knightsbridgeboutique.com, and it's all there. And with Ger Tannum's faithful attention, the webpage will be even better in the coming weeks. My thanks to my guest. More next week on the Saturday Sit-In. And if you have a business that you want to kickstart, or indeed a friend, send me an email to deargeorge@newstalk.ie.